Australia versus South.
The event went to 14 Crystal Sunrise, trained by Shane Fisher. Another local winner in the second. It was at good odds. So bookmakers 2, punters none. The first two, Londonier scored a good win in the third event on the program, trained by Tom Harrison and Brendan Cohen, completing a double for the meeting. They won on Tuesday. The fourth event, and a rank outsider scoring here in Centricity Star, also trained locally by Ted O'Sullivan, ridden by Kevin Forrester, who'd paid $28.40 on the Victorian Tote. And race 5 went to number 14, Stylish Bush, trained by Ray Hutchins, and Kevin Forrester combining again. So we had the Kevin Forrester double on consecutive races, and Ray Hutchins most unlucky not to have a training double, as he was probably unluckily beaten with Ray Bush in the third event on the program. Had the horse have gone straight in the last little bit, it would have won. Now Imperial Surf is right. Jeffrey Morn brings him up. They're ready for a start now on the Hammonds Dulux Warrnambool Cup, set to go. Light on away. Near the inside, Regal Century began okay. Warrakato hunting up, looking for the lead. Now wide out, Cash Trust and High Armour going with Kalahari. Then comes Imperial Surf, very wide. Go Timmy looking for a posse. Going up in the centre then was Down the Pitch, and followed then by Darrow King Alternate. Over on the inside is Trapine Queen with Symbols Vision. Friars Delight back at the tail, Lord Melbourne, and last of all in 10 Gaze. 1,800 metres to go. They work to the back, and Regal Century the leader in the cup by 3 parts of a length. Warrakato is second, a length and a half. Then comes Pressman's Choice over on the inside, and splitting runners there was Cash Trust and Kalahari 3 deep. 2 lengths away came High Armour, and Down the Pitch on the inside at the 1,600. A length away then was Go Timmy, getting one off the fence. There's one around the outside of him. Over on the rails was Trapine Queen. It's Imperial Surf 3 deep. A length away Darrow King, a length into Symbols Vision with Alternate Friars Delight. Intent Gaze taking off from the rear, slipping up now, and last of all is Lord Melbourne. Into the back they go to the 1,200, and the leader Regal Century by a length. Warrakato, a length and a quarter to Kalahari, and on the inside is Pressman's Choice in the box seat. Around him Cash Trust, then High Armour. Down the pitch is going to track Pressman's Choice. A length away Go Timmy, Imperial Surf, and on the rails came Trapine Queen as they passed the 1,000 from Darrow King. Then came Symbols Vision, Alternate, Intent Gaze out 3 deep from Friars Delight, and last of all is Lord Melbourne. They work off the back, 800 metres out. Warrakato takes over. Regal Century is gone. Pressman's Choice one off the fences. Kalahari moves to second. Around the outside going quickly now, Cash Trust, High Armour. Then down the pitch looking for a run from Imperial Surf. Darrow King letting go as they work to the turn from Go Timmy, and further back in the field Alternate, and then came Friars Delight and Trapine Queen. Warrakato 450 out by a length. Pressman's Choice is out now. He's after this leader, and Darrow King over on the outside. A line of 3 on the turn behind those runners. Down the pitch and Cash Trust. Then Go Timmy in the straight, and Pressman's Choice went for home. Down the pitch on the outside, Darrow King and Go Timmy. 200 metres out, and the leader now down the pitch. Darrow King, and on the inside Pressman's Choice. Trapine Queen and Go Timmy. It's down the pitch and Pressman's Choice. Down the pitch just in front. Pressman's Choice fighting back. They hit it. Down the pitch and O's. Down the pitch and O's, Pressman's Choice. I think Go Timmy third from Trapine Queen. Then Darrow King behind it. Warrakato. Cash Trust further back. High Armour, Symbols Vision. Imperial Surf, Friars Delight. Intent Gaze, Alternate, Lord Melbourne, Kalahari, last in Regal Century. Boy, what a finish. Well, you wouldn't see 2 better rides in your life by 2 of Australia's outstanding reinsmen. And they, of course, are Harry White on Down the Pitch and Darren Gauci on Pressman's Choice. Well, Harry White obviously was working to a plan where wherever Darren Gauci went, it was going to be followed. And you see the replay here as the 2 horses are locked in a 2-horse war. There's nothing between them. And on the line, I think Down the Pitch may have just done well enough to score from Pressman's Choice, and it's tight for third. I was too busy looking at those 2 to worry about it, and I lined them up after the post. Go Timmy was back in 3rd place when I spotted him, but Trapine Queen on the line was right there. Number 4, Down the Pitch, is the winner, ridden by Harry White. Magnificent ride. He just loves winning Warrnambool Cups, Harry White. Just loves it. I think that's about number 6. Number 4, Down the Pitch. Number 1, Pressman's Choice, second. And Trapine Queen has got third on the inside. It's just lasted. Number 10, Trapine Queen. So the placings on the cup are 4, 1 and 10. The winner of the race Down the Pitch is by Couplet from Offcut. Couplet is a French sire, has been standing here in Australia now for quite some years, Raced by F. Fairthorn and M.A. O'Leary, trained by Michael O'Leary at Mount Gambier, and ridden by Harry White. Cup number Teeth for Harry. Number 1, Pressman's Choice by Starway from Argentaria. Alan and Sylvia Hunter, the owners. John Sadler, the trainer, and Darren Gauci, the rider. And number 10, Tropine Queen, Tom Arnold, third by Atropine from Claudia's Girl, trained by Chris Parry at Cranbourne. Glenn, a thrilling race. You wouldn't see Betty. It'd have to go a long, long way. 2 magnificent horses and 2 magnificent riders.
It was fantastic, Brian. What a finish. All the moves seemed to be made around about the 800-metre mark. And I said before they jumped that the people at Mount Gambier would be happy to see down the pitch win, and it's come up out of the blue, and if someone's backed it, they've got a few dollars, that's for sure.
He's a very good horse, of course. He was just beaten during the Oakbank Carnival. He went to Cheltenham in the Rain Lover, which was probably a little bit out of his depth, but back here, he was right to the fore, and he had a fellow called H. White on board, which doesn't do them any harm either. Short half head, the winning margin. A short half head. You can take nothing away from Pressman's Choice. The weight difference of 2.5 kilos has made all the difference. Go Timmy just didn't run out the 1400. The 2200 was beautifully ridden by Damien Oliver.
And you can't beat old Harry White
into a place. And the other one that was there, Tropine Queen, was always well placed. Darrow King raced up with it. It just failed to run the journey. There's Harry White. As I said, it's cup number Teeth for Harry. I'm not too sure how many he's won, but goodness gracious me, there's a number of them. Just having a look back through the book here, he won on Dandy Andy in 88, Top Banner in 87, Nicholas John in 85. That's 3 of them anyway. Back in 65 on Spotted and 64 on Spotted. So this is cup number 6 for Harry White, as the owner, Mr. Fairthorpe, brings down the pitch back, and we'll see a happy Michael O'Leary when the horse comes back to the actual scales position. Tropine Queen's run a very good race to get third. 10 Gaze took off down the back, didn't go for very long, and it was probably just a little bit out of its depth today, but you can take nothing away from the winner down the pitch, nor can you take anything away from the second horse, Pressman's Choice, as down the pitch in those very familiar colours, brown and red stripes, the Michael O'Leary stable colours, coming back after the winning the Hammonds Dulux Warrnambool Cup. A short half head, the winning margin. It was a great race, won by a very, very good horse indeed. And Glenn, we should have tote dividends shortly. I'm trying to see if we can pick up a picture of Michael O'Leary, who's not in screen at the moment. There's the connections there now, but there's Michael just in the background with his arm up against the stall next door. So he'd be a very, very happy chap, a magnificent trainer. And you certainly don't wish for anything better if you see a Michael O'Leary horse in. You just jump on board. A very happy man. As Harry White comes back with the Chief Steward, Mr. Pat Lawler, to weigh in. And we'll have more details for you shortly after the running of the
and it was only 4/10 outside the track record too, so an excellent run with Harry White. And we'll be back shortly with an interview with the old campaigner himself, Harry White, right here live at Warrnambool. And here we are back live at Warrnambool after that exciting Warrnambool Cup for 1990. Totes are just to hand too, and the winner, which was number 4 down the pitch, paid $5.55 a win and $1.60 a place. Second, number 1, Pressman's Choice, paid 65 cents. And third was number 10, Tropine Queen, $2.85. We have correct weight, still awaiting Quinella at trifecta dividends. But Brian, you've come down out of the box, and what an amazing finish.
Yeah, tremendous race, wasn't it, Glenn? It's what it's all about, really. Yep. You get 2 great horses, 2 great riders, and you go down the line with 1.5 inches splitting the pair of them. You couldn't wish for better.
Especially with 2 top jockeys like the Gouch and, of course, Harry White.
Yeah, I was going to say a dead heat would have been a good result, but we don't have those very often. No, you go long distances to see good races like that, and we've just seen one here today. And
the track seemed to hold up. There was it's officially rated dead, but some of the jockeys I was talking to earlier said they're a bit iffy about it. It seemed to be moving.
Yes, I don't know. As we commented when we came across here earlier on, that the growth of grass on it was of an extraordinary length, which surprised me, but that may have led to the dead rating on it, but probably just the fact that they've been racing on it now for 2 days. This is day 3. It may be a little bit shifty underneath, but to run 2/5 of a second outside the record on a dead track, obviously the track is improving.
It certainly is. Well, I think the crowd, the huge crowd that's here today, definitely got their money's worth with that one. And, of course, we've got the big one coming up at the moment, the Grand Annual. And what's it like for a race caller to call a race that goes about 6 minutes in length?
Well, you run around the block for about 6 months beforehand. It's a mammoth task. I think the biggest problem that you have is making sure that you don't run your own race early in the event. Because if something happens early, you intend to go up an octave or two, and then you've left yourself with no tickets at the end of the race. But we'll take it nice and steady and hope that with a smallish field of 11 runners, nothing sensational happens early and we should be all right. But getting back to the crowd, I just happened to bump into last year's president, Tony Clancy, on the way down the stairs as we fought our way down. And he said to me, "What do you think of the crowd?" And I said, "It's huge." He said, "I think it's the best ever." And I said, I wouldn't be at all surprised. I think it would be a record.
Well, I've had a ball so far, and we've got a great race coming up next. But Ted's got Harry White, the winning jockey. So we'll cross over to Ted now.
OK, Harry, well, 6 Warrnambool Cups. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much, Ted. Yes, a great thrill to do that.
Well, Harry, you seem to have a good run in the race. You were following Pressman's Choice just about all the way and had the last sit on him, but the horse handled the track OK?
Yes, he did. I must say I had a lovely run in the race, Ted, and I really never had any real worries right throughout the race. As you said, I was following the one to beat. Darren actually, made the runs for me. I just had to follow him up, really. But at the turn, my horse was going to win very easily. And Michael O'Leary stated that the horse has still got a lot of improvement in him to come. So we're hoping to go on to Adelaide. I'll go and ride him in the Adelaide Cup.
Harry, were you confident when you hit the line that you had one?
Yeah, but I was glad to hear that my number was in there just the same. It's like that. They're close and they can go wrong. The horse could have his head up or down, but I thought I'd won by a head, but it was only half.
So now you're riding him in the Adelaide Cup?
Yeah, I think he'd probably run in the West End Stakes prior to that.
Can you go over for that too?
Yes.
Good on you, Harry. Thank you very much.
We've won the Launceston Cup and my second rides today.
Well done, Harry White. Thank you, Harry.
Thanks.
There we go. We've got the winner, and the totes just to repeat those. First, number 4. Paid $5.55 and $1.60. That's for down the pitch. No, we've lost them again. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. There they are. They're on the screen there. You can see them now. $5.55, $1.60, 85 cents Pressman's Choice, and $2.85 for Tropine Queen, number 10.
I can tell you that Quinella paid $6.50 because I've been awaiting it with bated breath.
You didn't have it, did you, Bill?
Oh, my very word, I did.
Well, speaking of races, of course, we had a lot of other races preceding the Cup, and it started off with race 1, the Fletcher Jones Restricted Hurdle over 3,100 metres.
Fabled Art, you'd think it'd only have to stand up to win his 4 in front. Doe Ray second, then came Boots and All, who's only struggling with Twigger. Laneson around the outside. They come to the second last, and over at Fabled Art by 3 to Doe Ray. Boots and All. Laneson nearly came down. Twigger battling away, but it's Fabled Art coming to the last, well clear. He's only going to step over it to win. He's over it safely. Second placing Doe Ray, then Twigger boxing on from Boots and All. But Fabled Art kept going hands and heels, wins the first by 3 lengths. Second placing goes to Doe Ray. Now Boots and All kicked to get third. From Twigger behind it, Laneson, Brightbeggar. Then came Blanchevel, Fulfillment, Superquote.
Totes now in race 1, the Fletcher Jones Restricted Hurdle, and first, number 13, the Warrnambool trained Fable Art, paid $7.75 a win, $2 a place. Second, number 3, Doe Ray, $2. Third, number 9, Boots and All, $1.10. Quinella, $35.55. Trifecta of $360.75. Race 2, the ABS Catering Maiden Plate.
Here on the inside and God's Long Trek. Over on the outer, Crystal Sunrise making a line of 3. Then Umschlanger Rocks. Crowded House looking for the run on the inside. Wider out is Flying Warrior. 200 out and Crystal Sunrise and Bedivere reached the lead. Beaten over in the centre was God's Long Trek, Crystal Sunrise, and Bedivere have it from Umschlanger Rocks. And then God's Long Trek. It's Crystal Sunrise drawing to the lead near home. And Crystal Sunrise a half length to Bedivere. God's Long Trek came again from Umschlanger Rocks.
So it's on race 2. First, number 14, Crystal Sunrise, $4.10 a win, $1.20 a place. Second, number 1, Bedivere, $1.25. Third, number 10, God's Long Trek, $1.30. Quinella, $26.55. The running double, $80.65. And the trifecta, $344 even. Next race, race 3, the ABS Catering Maiden Plate, second division.
Lady Cascade, hard ridden second. Third place in Contemptuous Sun. Then over on the outer was Better Medic from See the City. Grey Bush taken deep but hanging at the 200-metre point. Centaur in front. Hands and Heels is stopping. Contemptuous Sun is getting to it. Then Grey Bush starting to finish fast. Contemptuous Sun hit the lead here. Here's Londonier getting the sprint, and Grey Bush Bush. Contemptuous Son in front. Londonier died through, and Londonier's won it by a half. Contemptuous Son, third place in Grey Bush. Then came Mandel, stopping shockingly with Centaur.
To Totes on race 3, and first number 3, Londonier, $2.95 the winner, $1.05 the place. Second, number 8, Contemptuous Son, $4.75. Third, number 10, Grey Bush, 95 cents. Quinella, $55.40. Running double, $29.70, and trifecta, $970.35. Race 4, the Schweppes Class 2 Handicap, First Division.
Ahead of the others back in the field, Eagle King after getting a check. Midnight Grey deep around them, and then came Centricity Star on the turn. Purify, the leader here from Triplicity. There's a fall. Reva Regal's down in the straight and out deep now, getting to the front. Centricity Star with it, Midnight Grey. Wider out is Madam Minister. Pure Fire battling away. Centricity Star, the leader though, starts to draw away 50 metres out from Madam Minister and Pure Fire, and Centricity Star by a length and a half. Madam Minister second, third in Pure Fire, Midnight Grey.
Totes on race 4, and a lot of happy people with the Warrnambool train Centricity Star paying $28.40 a win and $5.45 a place, and a lot of money put on that one. Second, number 12, Madam Minister, $2.25. Third, number 1, Pure Fire, 70 cents. Quinella, $228.75. Running double, $216.55, and a trifecta, $3,119.35. Race 5, the first leg of the Warrnambool Quadrilla, the National Mutual and Royal Bank Class 4 Handicap.
Take heed, and over on the outer, Stylish Bush. Then Luke Skywalker, All Music, and Step Mark down the outside, 200 out. Gold Discovery reached the lead, about to be tackled by Stylish Bush. Going Alone is still there on the inside. Gold Discovery and Going Alone. Going Alone is finding plenty. Stylish Bush, Gold Discovery, and Stylish Bush, Gold Discovery. They hit it. Oh, maybe Stylish Bush, the outsider, knows Gold Discovery. Nothing in it.
And to Totes now on race 5, the first leg of the quaddie, and a winning double to rider Kevin Forrester. Number 14, the winner, Stylish Bush, paid $3.55. A win, $1.30 the place. Second, number 11, Gold Discovery, $2.30. And third, number 1, Going Along, 85 cents. Quinella, $31.55. Running double, $161 even. And the trifecta, $395.15. Well, there's some great racing so far, as you just saw, and in race 4, there was a bit of a nasty fall there, wasn't there, Brian?
Yeah, there was, Glenn. Gary Willits and young Mandu Darkis came down. As we have a look at the replay, it's back in the field. The first one to come down was Gary Willits on Reva Regal, and the horse went sideways, and young Mandu had nowhere to go in here, Marshall, and just went over the top of him. Mandu's okay. He rode in the next race. And Gary Willits is suffering from a bit of bruising and decided not to ride for the rest of the afternoon. So both jockeys okay, which I'm happy to say.
And the horses too, which is good news.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back in just a moment with a rundown of the Great Grand Annual. And welcome back to our coverage on Warrnambool Cup Day through Vic TV and SES 8 in Mount Gambier, who just had the win in the Warrnambool Cup, just was raced. And now it's time for the Grand Annual Steeplechase. Brian, you told us what it's like to call a race like that. It's a unique circuit, isn't it?
Unbelievable circuit, and for those people who may get a little bit disorientated with the race as we call it through the various stages, we've a map which has been taken by a helicopter, and here you can see the start of the race, and this is the first of the fences, the first of 3 in the lane. And keep your eye on that little arrow as we go along here, and we now swing out off the straight, and we approach the first of the road doubles here, which is the Alfred Road double. There they are, the 2 fences over the road, and they head then into Briley Paddock. They make that sweeping right-hand turn. They are travelling uphill at this stage, the first of 3 in Briley. As they climb the hill, there's the second, and the third coming up as they almost reach the top of the hill. Now, this is the section where we have problems the second time around with tiring horses. They then do a pretty smart right-hand turn to the Cox's Hill double over another road and swing down into Granter's Paddock. 1 fence in Granter's, which is almost on a turn, and you just saw it there. They then come down the hill to the Tozer Road double, and on this occasion they swing to the left, as our helicopter pilot has done so well over the stalls. Now, we're almost getting back. There's the Man Trap, which in the old days was the fallen log. Is now just a normal fence, but still known as the Man Trap. And we've gone back to the second last fence there and back to where they started from. We've completed 1 lap, and the jolly little chappies have only got 1 more to go when they reach this point. But of course, the trick the next time around as we head up the straight once more is as we come to the Tozer Road double, this time they swing to the right, and we catch them here where they've got 3 more fences to jump. see if my memory is correct. There's one, there's two. I think I might be out here, Glenn. There might be four of them. The second last coming up there now as they approach the turn, and they're about to swing into the straight for the last jump, which is situated near the 200-metre point. And this can be a very, very crucial jump indeed, because a lot of Grand Annuals have been won and lost at that final jump. But that's a very good map, and it gives our viewers some idea of exactly what the jockeys and what the commentators have to do when we come to the Grand Annual.
And our helicopter pilot, Alan Adamson, didn't have a fall in that circuit either, did he?
No, he didn't, thank goodness.
He did a very good job indeed. Now, you spoke of falls when they come around to the second part. Now, would the main majority of the falls be due to tiredness?
Oh, most definitely, yes. You know, it's a very, very hard and gruesome course for horse and jockey. Sometimes the reason why the horses fall can be the fault of the jockey as well, but, you know, the jockey can be tired, and if he doesn't measure the horse up correctly to the jump, well, the horse doesn't know any better and he'll blunder at it.
Right.
But the fences aren't over big. They're basically harmless falls here, as we're about to see.
Indeed, here we go. We're going to segment some of the falls that have happened over the years at Warrnambool.
One gone already. Shannon Bay lost his rider at the second. Oh, Tara's lad gone. He's fallen. The front silly one there, Silky Hayes. There's one gone there. Elkie's son lost its rider. Gorky's lost his rider. He was last on his own. He put in a short. He couldn't get over it. Draws to it over the 33rd method. A Gilligan faller.
Tangahara interfere with, get the riggers out of the annual. There's one down, Morse is down. Harker's come down. There's three out of it in the Grand Annual. Oh, one of them's come down. Zavalov.
Well, the horses are
now. Zavalov's come down and Mr. Spence has gone with him.
And the horses are now moving into the mounting yard for the running of the 1990 Warrnambool Blankets Grand Annual Steeplechase. We'll be back with the rundown straight after this. Welcome back to Warrnambool on this sunny day. There's some happy young kids who have enjoyed their day here for the three-day race meeting at Warrnambool. Always an excellent one. Of course, one of the highlights is the fantastic Grand Annual Steeplechase over 5,500 metres. It's always a brilliant race. There's the first horse now on the screen, number one, Believe, paying $4.70 and $1.45, Ted.
Yeah, Believe was a very good run at Oakbank last start, fourth of over there, and a very good run behind Commission Red. It's got a lot of weight, 67, and it's drawn 14.
And number two, Consenting Lover, is one of the favoured ones, paying $7 and $1.75 on the tote at the moment.
Well, Consenting Lover's going to race in a new bit today. He's got a very bad habit of racing with his tongue out, and today they're using a new bit on Consenting Lover. May improve him.
And number three, Commission Red, currently paying $2.45 and 95 cents if it wins.
Yes, winner of the Great Eastern Steeplechase at Oakbank. It went round on the Briley the other day, and it was unusual. He led most of the way and then petered out. I think was out for a hard hit out that day, and I think this race will put it in good stead.
Number five, the Moe Trained Spanish Minstrel, at $3.05 and 85.
Yeah, Michael Patton aboard, and it's a very smart one, this Spanish Minstrel, and it was run third in the Great Eastern, the young Harry Young hurdle. It'll be hard to beat Spanish Minstrel.
Comicado, number six, trained at Oakbank, always famous for their Oakbank steeplechase, and their meeting over there, paying in the tote $10.25 and $2.30.
Yeah, on form, it's very hard to have. Glenn hasn't done much of late. As you said, it's reasonably well in with 63 kilos, but it's a long way to go, and I can't see it troubling them.
Number seven is Contract, a New Zealand horse, paying $6.05 and $1.55.
Yeah, this was a big run on the Great Eastern Steeplechase at Oakbank, and he's right down on the weights at 63, and I give him a very big chance each way, Contract.
Well, the favourite at the moment is number eight, and pretty short too, $1.60 and $1 for Bourbon Boy.
Yeah, very big mail about Bourbon Boy. He's most impressive in the Bridle the other day. He fell on the flat at Terang when he had the race won. On that occasion, Brian Constable aboard, and he's very well weighted on 62.5.
Number 10 is last year's winner and trained by Shane Fisher here at Warrnambool, the mighty Dunrow, and it's currently showing $4.20 and $1.15, Ted.
Well, it's done nothing of note this time in, Glenn, but it ran second in the Bridle last year, won this race. It's been over the journey, and that's one of the main things, having won over the trip. Won't lose anything for Willie Harnett. It's well in on 62 on the scale of weights, but his form of late hasn't been the best, but he knows what it's about here at the Grand Annual.
And another locally trained horse is number 12, Action Boy, and that's showing $12.15 and $2.65 on the tote.
Yeah, would want to improve on recent form. 7th of 14 at last start at Terang, behind Donny's Chance, and I think he's got a long way to go to get anywhere near these.
Shane's Grey Boy, number 14, is $18.90 and $3.65. I don't think it'll have much of a chance.
No, Geordie Julius has made the trip down, and I was talking to Geordie just a moment ago. He gives it a rough show in the race, but at the top weights, it's going to be very hard to see him tossing the others.
And the last horse in the race today is number 15, Come to Perth, and showing $39.85 and $8.40.
Yeah, well, it finished a long way back in the Harry Young hurdle at Oakbank. Actually, 13th to 14th over there, and it's hard to see him troubling.
Well, who do you think you like in the old Grand Annual?
Well, I'm going to go for Bourbon Boy. I think it was a very impressive run the other day, Glenn, and I think he's the one to beat with Brian Constable aboard. Kelvin Burke knows what it's all about. He's won the Grand Annual a couple of times, and he's got a really cherry ripe for the race.
Well, we've got an interview that you did earlier with Brian Constable. Let's see what he had to say.
I'm quite happy with him out. I've got the best one in the race.
Brian, it must be a pretty tricky course to ride this course, and you must have been around it a few times to really get to know it.
Yes, it helps if you go around and have a good look around it. Like you said, a few rides around and you can soon work it out.
Well, how was the run on the Bridie? OK, he's got the money, but then Tasmanian sort of served it up to you a few times.
I wasn't really too worried about anything behind me. I got past him quite easy and I had a lot of reserve.
That race at Terang, we've heard several reports that he actually slipped on the flat, did he, when he was in a winning position?
Yes, he joined the two leaders on the corner, 400 out or something, and he jumped the second last fence. He jumped clean, and he slipped as he landed. Two others slipped at the same fence, so it's pretty gritty.
Well, Brian, after Briley, how'd he pull up?
Apparently, all reports he's pulled up well. He's went to the beach and had a swim. He's quite happy.
And you were quite confident this afternoon?
Well, I was confident anything could be in this race, yeah.
Yes, he's come into the race real good at the weights, probably the best weighted horse in the race. His form this time in isn't startling, but I'm quite happy with his form for a race like this.
How was the run in the Briley?
It was quite a nice trial for this. He sort of hit a few fences and put him out of it. From the pace they were going, he just never really got into the race. It's an extra round today, so I'll give him a good chance.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. Like, it's been over the journey. It's been there and done that.
Yes, yeah, well, he's got that on a few others, which is good.
Okay, we're back as you can see them moving into the barriers now for the start of this 5,500 metre journey. One hell of a journey. The totes at the moment, favourite is still number 8 Bourbon Boy, paying $1.60, and second favourite would be number 3 Commission Red, to be ridden by Laurie Poultridge at $2.40, and Spanish Mistral number 5 at $3.15. They're the three favoured by the punters, as you can see on the screen there, and a couple of outside shots, of course. Oh, I got my heart still with the local boy, Dunrow. You never know what can happen in a big race like this, and he's showing $4.55. Now here's Brian Blackmore for the start of the race.
And away they go. No one's asked me my tip. I'm with you, Glenn, with Dunrow. And one of the first to show out is the Great Comicado, our Deep Believe, working up. He's the youngest horse in the field. As the 6-year-old, as Comicado approaches the first of 33 fences, by a length and a half to Bourbon Boy, Commission Red and Consenting Lover. Believe over on the outside there as they work to the first jump now. Behind those runners, Action Boy from Come to Perth, and they're over the first. Shane's Grey Boy is last. Old Spanish Minstrel is back second and third last, and Dunrow's centre field over the second, and Comicado leading by a length and a half to Contract, Bourbon Boy, Commission Red and Believe on the outside, a line of 4. A length further back then came over on the rails behind those Dunrow, and tracking it through as Consenting Lover. Then Action Boy. They're tightly packed early as they normally are from Spanish Minstrel, Come to Perth. And last of all is Shane's Grey Boy as they approach the Alfred Road double, which will take them into Briley Paddock. The leader is Comicado by 2 lengths. Second place in Contract, Bourbon Boy. He's inclined to pull a fraction, a length to Dunrow and Consenting Lover as they go over the first, over the second and the Alfred Road double. And into Briley Paddock now from Action Boy, Commission Red. Then comes Come to Perth. Spanish Minstrel second last, and Shane's Grey Boy 4 or 5 away at the rear. Into Briley they travelled, and Comicado by 3 parts of a length to Contract, the first of 3 in Briley. A length away is Dunroad, travelling nicely, and a half to Believe. Then 2 lengths further back in the field came Bourbon Boy, about 4 to Commission Red. A length and a half then to Consenting Lover, and behind it Come to Perth on the inside, Action Boy, as they're over the second in Briley from Spanish Minstrel and Shane's Grey Boy at the rear. Now they start that climb the hill as they head to the third in Briley, and Comicado leading by a length with his ears pricked and his mouth wide open. Second is Contract as they go over the last in Briley. Dunrow slips up on the inside, and a length away then came Believe. 4 to Bourbon Boy, a length and a half further back then was Commission Red. Behind him Come to Perth, then Consenting Lover, Action Boy, Shane's Grey Boy and Spanish Minstrel. The Cox's Hill double.